Hi, this is MrByZ, and today I'm going to take a look at the Rogue One in vintage packaging tank. This just recently came from Amazon, so I've had a chance to take a look at it, and I'm going to show it off to you here. So we're looking at this awesome tank. It's great to get a vintage boxed vehicle again. Nice artwork on this. Obviously not something they have to match to a actual vintage box as far as what figures to use, so they can make up their own thing. But you can see, here's the new hover tank pilot. We haven't even gotten him yet. He's supposed to come here soon. These all look like older Stormtrooper figures. Nothing really new here. It does say figures are sold separately, and it does say no, some assembly required. Not very much. There's not a whole lot you have to do to this to put it on here. They have some pictures on the top, so you can just kind of see what that's going to look like. The back is the same picture, just with kind of more information. And each side has more information as far as just more pictures. But let's actually take a look at the vehicle itself. So here it is, the hover tank, or not really even a hover tank, Imperial Combat Assault Tank. Clearly it's not a hover tank, it has treads. The immediate first thing I'm seeing with this is the paint job. You can see lots of deco into this. You can see so many different colors being used to make this, different shades, and then the washes being done to give it a weathered look. Even on these guns, there are no firing missiles on this, so this is not made to be a kid's toy. This is even though it says 4 and up on the package, this is made for adults, and the treads really do work. So you have to kind of push down a little bit to make that a little bit to get that to happen, but they really work. We have a pop-open gunner turret, I guess. You can kind of see down in there. We're going to look down here in there in a minute. It has a little spot. I don't know if there's a gun that's supposed to go here. I've tried the guns that came with the hover tank pilot, the first one, and it does not fit in there, but maybe the new one will have one. There's also a little spot here. Then there's an opening hatch right here. Let's pop that open. It's supposed to be for engine detail. But you can see kind of the wash is done in there, the paint job's done. You can also open up this whole front. Inside, there is so much detail. I was blown away by this. You know, we've gotten vehicles for years that put, you know, just some molded chairs in there and, you know, maybe a steering wheel type of thing. But this is amazing detail. This is where it like takes that leap from what we used to get to more of an adult collector type of toy. I'm just so impressed by the detailing done in here. There is like one sticker in there, you can see that. I did not have to apply it, it was already there. The throttle here moves back and forth. The stick shift is just kind of rubbery. It moves, but it's not really supposed to. This one moves a little bit too. You can see this chair is lifted up a little bit. It's very impressive just to see what's all in there. We add a little more light, you can see it a little bit better. That's like the gunner station back there. It's like no detail was left untouched here. Lots of paint, lots of sculpting, all that went into this, which we don't normally see inside like the cockpit of a vehicle. I'm truly impressed with this. So this is what we're going to do going forward on these vintage vehicles. This is amazing. I suspect we're going to get this with the barge as well. On the top, we do have this hatch does open, so you can have your figure poke his head out of there. And then we have 3 transport kits, or whatever you want to call them, cargo containers. They look very similar. If we pull them off, we'll get to them in a minute. You can see in the back we've got room for troop transport, and you can lift these up and set them in place, and you basically have kind of a flatbed then in the back instead of the open area for troop transport. But let's get to these guys over here. They look very much the same. There's great detail done on them. Nice little bits of Arabesh. I mean, just the sculpting alone on these is fantastic, and everything they put into these. Now, these two are exactly the same. You can pop these sides off, and then they split in half. This one actually opens, you know, the way it's supposed to be. So you can see it pops open like that. And inside we have some molded Kyber containers, and then we have some actual Kyber containers. So those top 3 ones come out, and there's, you know, a bit of detail on these. They added different, you know, decent paint apps. And then each one of these opens up. So you can pop them open. And you have a Kyber crystal inside. Probably about the only... I hate to even call it a complaint because it's so small. But, you know, if this had been like a clear plastic for the crystal instead of just painted like that, that would have been really cool. But I'm not going to complain. For such a small detail on such an amazing detailed item, these are pretty cool. So I grabbed my old tank driver here and popped him in there. You see what he kind of looks like right there. His straight arms do make him look a little funky with this vehicle. But, you know, for right now, until we get the new one, it does work. He also fits nicely in the cockpit here. And we'll go ahead and put the cover on and have his head sticking out. So it works really well here because you don't need any articulation for his head to be sticking out like that. But, you know, it looks pretty cool just having it sticking up. I'm sure if we put a figure here, we'll just grab a Stormtrooper figure and stick him right in there to add a little something to it. So we can do that. So just for fun, I've added one of the Scarif Troopers, the multi-articulated Black Series one, through the Stormtroopers in the back. The weird thing is there are 8 pegs, but I don't think you could fit 8 figures back in here. These 3 figures are actually taking up 2 pegs apiece to make them fit. I suppose if you really worked at it, you could crowd them in there, but just to give you an idea what that looks like, getting kind of troops back there. No ramp or anything, but I'm assuming you can just jump up, although I'm sure people who wear Stormtrooper armor would tell me, yeah, hopping up that step is not that easy. In the front, we do have these side guns that do move. I think I showed these front gun moves as well. And, you know, those are really all the movable pieces. This came out of the package just as this piece, and then these 3 separate pieces, and then you had to snap the guns in place. That was it. There wasn't a whole lot of assembly involved in this. I'm very impressed. This is an awesome looking vehicle. I have not set up my Rogue One area yet, but I'm looking forward to doing it just so I can display this vehicle. I'm looking forward to more of these vintage vehicles from Hasbro. Obviously, they're going to put in the detail and the effort to give us an amazing looking thing for us collectors. And I know the price point on this is high. This is $79.99, which seems extremely expensive, especially considering, you know, what we paid for vehicles in the past. But with the amazing detail on this that they put into it, I think it's actually worth it. It seems like a high price, and then you get it, you're like, wow, this is actually amazing. Yeah, I highly recommend this. So for my grading here, I would give the sculpt 100. This is an amazing sculpt. They did such a good job on it. I really love it. The features, I give a 95. It's hard to say 95. I mean, that's still pretty high. I don't know what I would have added more to it, but it just seems like it wasn't quite totally there. The paint apps, I love. I think it looks great. I give that 100. Value, I give an 85, and this is really only because it is $80. It should be $80, honestly, but it seems small for that. But overall, I would give this a 95% overall, which is an A. I highly recommend this. This is a must-buy item. So that is quite the impressive tank. I am blown away by this vehicle. I look forward to more of these vintage packaging vehicles. I know the price is a little higher than what we're used to, but man, this is awesome. I want more of this. This, you know, I'm usually very much on, I like the toy stuff. I think it's fun. I did enjoy the Solo Falcon. I think it's way too expensive for what it is. This is one of those cases like, yeah, it's $80, but man, what you get for the $80 is amazing and totally worth it in my opinion. I would go and buy this. If you haven't purchased this yet, if you haven't pre-ordered it, go check it out. I think they're still on Amazon. You can go get them there. There's several online sites. Those will probably be popping up here very shortly in stores, although we'll see. But go get this. This is an amazing tank. It's an awesome toy. Get it. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. You can subscribe, and then you'll make sure that you're always kept up to date on all my reviews as they come out, even the ones I don't announce. There's some reviews Like, they're not necessarily a review. There's a video I did of Gus's amazing prototype room that I just threw out on my channel. I didn't post it to all the Facebook pages and all that. But if you subscribed, you saw it. It was there. So if you want to see cool stuff like that as I post it, you can grab that. Anyway, until next time, enjoy playing with your toys.